Hello dear lovely audience, welcome back to another reality TV new recap. Everyone, I know y'all have been waiting for this. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Is working with her husband getting to her? Live host Ripa can't get away from her husband. She works with him and then goes home with him. She pleaded for alone time from Mark Consuelos. Ripa can't escape her husband. Ripa and Mark Consuelos spend a lot of time together. They first met as actors on the soap All My Children in 1995. Their characters were together, which meant spending a lot of time rehearsing lines and filming scenes. Their close quarters quickly led to love and marriage. The co-stars eloped in 1996 and have been together ever since. Ripa joined Live with Regis as co-host in 2001 after Kathie Lee Gifford left. She stayed on the talk show after Regis left. The network brought in Michael Strahan and Ryan Seacrest as her co-hosts over the years. But after Ryan Seacrest left, ABC chose someone very familiar to the show and Kelly, her husband. The show made a big move to a new studio ahead of the current season. The new studio is in Lower Manhattan, New York. Ripa and her husband live on the Upper East Side, which is quite a commute together every day. Live host pleads for alone time from Mark Consuelos. Mark Consuelos became the official co-host in 2023 after guest hosting many times over the years. Now Ripa spends mornings, afternoons, and nights with her husband. And it's a lot. On a recent episode of Live, Ripa brought up an article she read that said spending time alone is crucial to distress, among other benefits. She joked that it's hard to find time alone from her husband because he interrupts her alone time constantly. Sometimes when I'm enjoying my alone time and you come in the room, I want to scream. You know what I mean. I feel like you've interrupted my alone time because you're done with your alone time, she told him on the daytime talk show. But I need 40 more minutes. It's there if you read the schedule, she added. That was news to her husband. He pointed out that the schedule didn't specifically say, Kelly alone time. See his sweet birthday tribute. The banter was all in good fun. The couple is still going strong after almost 30 years of marriage. In fact, they're stronger than ever. Mark Consuelos and Ripa are featured in an ESPN docuseries about their purchase and revitalizing an Italian soccer team. Mark Consuelos gushed over his sexy wife in a beautiful birthday tribute. Ripa turned 55 on October 2nd. Her husband shared a video collage of photos spanning from her childhood until now. He set the video to Madonna's song, Hung Up. Happy birthday sexy. I love you, he captioned the post. She jokingly asked in the comments who he paid to make the video. Can you relate to Ripa needing alone time from her husband? Ripa sits center stage under the bright studio lights of Live with Kelly and Mark. It's October 2nd, 2025, her 55th birthday show. The audience is buzzing. Co-host, husband, and foil Mark Consuelos sits to her right. There's laughter and applause as the opening segment rolls through banter, guest introductions, and birthday dedications. But then Ripa leans forward, microphone poised, and the mood shifts to a more confessional tone. She clears her throat. You know, she begins, I was reading this article the other day about how brief periods of alone time are essential to distress and regulate your emotions in this always-on world. The studio quiets. Mark arches an eyebrow and gives her his full attention. Kelly continues. I love alone time. But sometimes, when I'm enjoying my alone time and you walk into the room, unannounced, I want to scream. A ripple of laughter and recognition passes through the audience. Mark leans back, pretending innocence. You don't take it personally that I love alone time, right? He asks, teasingly. She glances at him, eyes narrowing slightly in mock exasperation. No, I don't take your alone time personally. But I do take yours into account, except when you just barge in because you're done with yours. She pauses, then adds with comic flourish, but I need 40 more minutes. It's there, if you read the schedule. The audience laughs harder now. Mark shakes his head, grinning. It doesn't exactly say, Kelly alone time, on the calendar. Kelly rolls her eyes. Okay, I'll be more specific next time. There it is, the real moment. Ripa, on live daytime television, pleading for a sliver of solitude. It's funny and familiar. It's the kind of domestic negotiation that every marriage, even one in the spotlight, must navigate. The private spaces between two public lives. Behind the laughter and the applause lies something more vulnerable, an affirmation that even in a marriage spanning nearly 3 decades, the need for personal space doesn't go away, it morphs, pushes, sneaks into the margins. Kelly and Mark have been partners since their All My Children days. They married in 1996, have raised 3 children, and now co-host a daily show together, a compressed dance of shared schedules, overlapping careers, and the constant glare of public scrutiny. It's no small thing, even for 2 seasoned professionals, to preserve inner sanctuaries, a short stretch of silence, a reading hour in bed, a lap in the pool alone. Over the years, Kelly has spoken candidly about how she and Mark carve out time apart. She's said that they maintain, mostly time apart, during the workday, she into her podcast, he into his projects, then converge in the evening. She's also joked how they go to great lengths to reclaim privacy when the kids or others intrude. The tension between we and me is a tightrope they traverse daily. So when Kelly pleads jokingly, but also with spilled meaning, for 40 more minutes of solitude, it resonates beyond the quip. It's a recognition that even in proximity, she needs breathing room. It's a request, not to shut another out, but to carve out a moment to be fully herself, uninterrupted. The unseen strain of company living in the spotlight. Think about it. These two share not only a marriage, but a workplace, an audience, a narrative. The walls between personal space and public persona are porous. Every small domestic tiff becomes fodder for headlines, every micro-conflict animates viewer fascination. So Kelly's plea on her birthday episode feels like more than a throwaway joke. It's a subtle act of rebellion, a reminder that even when you live in view, you can insist on boundary. When she says, "You've interrupted my alone time because you're done with yours," it carries emotional weight. It's a mark of mutual respect she's asking for, a request for him to read the subtle world she inhabits. Mark, for his part, plays it lighthearted. He teases, he jokes about not seeing Kelly alone time on their schedule. He gives her the stage to speak, knowing that when the show resumes, they'll move on. But the very fact that this moment aired is telling. Couples in long relationships don't always get to publicly negotiate their space. The fact Kelly feels safe enough to do so, live, affirms how much they trust the shared stage. 40 more minutes, or one more dialogue. Let's imagine what happens after the show wraps. The crew files out, cameras shutter down, and they step backstage, the audience claps still echoing. Kelly exhales. Mark sidles next to her, arm brushing hers. "Okay," he says quietly, "you wanna block off more alone time in the schedule?" "I'll back off." His voice is low, the humor from the stage gives way to sincerity. She gives him a half smile, tired but relieved. "Yes," she says, "I just need that space now and then so I can show up as me, not as part of we all the time." She pauses. 40 minutes was ambitious, but a start. He nods, thoughtful. "I can do that." And perhaps he adds, "I'll remind myself when I feel like barging in." This is the ballet couples perform, alternating closeness and distance, negotiation and letting go, recognition and retreat. On live, those steps happen in public. Off camera, they continue privately, during dinner, in the early hours, when the house is quiet. Why it matters even to the rest of yous. Kelly's plea resonates because it's universal. All relationships, no matter how public, how storied, contain moments when one partner needs more air, more interior quiet. Boundaries aren't signs of weakness or alienation, they're survival strategies for long-term love. For a public figure like Kelly, saying this aloud also sends a signal: you can ask for space. You don't have to always accommodate. You don't have to apologize for needing a minute alone to think, reflect, recharge. Her remark about wanting to scream when interrupted feels both hyperbole and heartbreak. Hyperbole because we know Kelly and Mark in many interviews joke precisely this way, heartbreak because it reminds us that the small ruptures matter. The ones that happen when someone barges in on your solitude, as if your inner life doesn't merit notice. But she doesn't end in bitterness. She ends with humor, with grace, with a promise: "I'll be more specific next time." That line, a concession, a joke, a boundary, sums up how negotiation in a long relationship really works. You ask, you adjust, you continue. Epilogue. The enduring gift of space. So that day, on her birthday, Kelly Ripa did more than blow out candles. She claimed space on her own terms. She reminded her husband, and the audience, that love is generous, but not at the cost of self. Mark Consuelos, playing partner and provocateur, may tease and interrupt, but he also listens. He gives Kelly room to speak, invites the joke, and, apparently, agrees to read the schedule more carefully. And though they'll keep co-hosting, cohabiting, collaborating, this moment stands out, an on-air plea for alone time. It's playful, it's earnest, it's real. It belongs to Kelly's voice, her interior world, and she reasserted it in full view of the audience. In the grand narrative of celebrity marriages and media facades, this is a small line. But to those who watch, it's meaningful. To demand alone time is to assert that even in togetherness, you reserve the right to be yourself. It's a reminder that love doesn't mean drowning in each other, it means anchoring in self and then extending hand to the other. 40 minutes, or 50, or maybe 70. If Mark is paying attention, maybe he'll only knock with notice. Until then, Kelly Ripa has made her case. Not with anger, but with wit and dignity. And that, perhaps, is as elegant a plea for space as any.